How's it going, everybody? So we're in the process of finishing up our next spec home slash model home. We use our spec homes as a model, and this is actually going to be our home that we put into the Parade of Homes for 2023. We're in the very final stages. There's still just some random things to be done, painting the range hood. Countertops are in, floors are in. Those are all covered right now. We cover everything just to make sure it's protected. But most everything is done in here. I'd say it's about 95% completed. So let's take a look at the outside of the home. On the outside, we used a new siding color, and this is a vinyl siding. You can still do vertical or board and batten look with vinyl, as you can see we did in the gable. I really like this color. I wasn't sure how it was going to look. So at this stage of the construction process is when the painting is going to take place, and there's a lot of work that goes into painting. So if you're doing white trim and you're having walls, and now we kind of price in by default for painting the ceilings. If you're doing white trim and the ceilings are more of an antique white finish, it can pull kind of a yellowish hue, which doesn't look good with white trim. And if you're doing really light colored walls, you want a white ceiling. So we're kind of automatically by default having the ceilings painted now. So that's one of the first things that they will do is they'll paint the ceiling. With it being white trim, as you can see on the windows behind me, except for in the middle there, that still has to be painted. That's solid poplar. We put that in between the windows so that you don't have, casing and then drywall and casing. So that's got to get painted. That was raw material. But as for the casing and the baseboards that are white, it comes primed. The carpenter puts it up, and then the painter will fill all the nail holes. They'll caulk the trim to the wall, and then they will actually spray the trim. So you're gonna get some overspray when you spray the trim, so then they'll wait to do the walls after that. I guess it doesn't matter the order if they do the walls or the trim first. Either way, there's gonna be a touch-up that has to be done there. But when they do the trim like that, it looks flawless at the end. I mean, there are no dimples. We use solid poplar for our trim. A lot of people that do white trim are using what's called MDF. MDF looks pretty much the same as wood, but it's not real wood. And the problem that you get with MDF, so you can see here, these are our nail holes here. With solid wood, you can fill that, you can paint it, and you really won't see it again. With MDF, when you put nails, MDF is like a press board type material. So when you put a nail into it, you can get what's called a blowout, where you get almost like a dimple that comes out of the product. So then even after you paint it, it's not a flawless look. So that's what they'll be doing, is caulking, filling nail holes, and then spraying the trim. So a little bit different in this home here. We're actually doing a darker stained island with light exterior cabinets. And we were thinking about doing dark all the way through the kitchen. And if you've got, it's not a huge kitchen, but we do have a southern exposure here. We get a lot of light that comes into the home. So I think it would have been okay to do dark cabinets throughout the entire kitchen, but it's one of those things that's a little bit of a risk, because now that used to be, back when we started building, and going back to like 2010 all the way through probably like 2016, stained cabinets were what was being used in the kitchen primarily. And then 2016-ish until now, it's been primarily white, but things are kind of going back to the stain, just like trends always do. Everything's all white, but eventually things kind of go back and forth. And you can see what I'm talking about. This is the standard color wall finish that goes on the drywall. The ceilings are painted white, so you can see that once you get a white paint on the ceiling, it makes that standard wall paint look you know, yellowish. And especially once the trim gets painted white, I mean, you can see the contrast there between the white cabinet and the wall there. So we went with a darker top. I picked a darker countertop here. I'm going to remove this just a little bit. I like it. It's by Silestone. It's got a matte finish. It's almost like a charcoal type color. And once everything's all done, you'll see how it truly looks. But I like it on the dark cabinets, and we also did it on the lighter cabinets as well. Did kind of a cool glass door here on the pantry, and obviously that will get cleaned off there, and you'll have just clear glass there. Got a built-in microwave. That's what's going to go into the opening next to where the fridge is going to go. And then of course we've got our stove with the range hood above. And the range hood was a new design, something we did a little bit differently. We are actually going to leave the bottom part stained, and then the rest of it will get painted white. And we're doing that because throughout the home, we do have white trim, but our doors, aside from the pantry door, and our mantle and our stair parts are all going to be stained. And if we come over here and take a look, you can see that we did a stained door here to add a little bit of warmth into it. That's something that we've been doing. I like that more than just all white with everything. And we did a lighter, it might be kind of hard to tell right now, but it's a lighter color stain. And this is probably as light as you can go on poplar. Because poplar's got a lot of graining to it. It's got some coloration, so you can't do like a clear coat on it because it just wouldn't look right. But we tried to get light to match our floors. We did a lighter floor in here. I know they're covered and you can't see them all right now. Well, why don't we take a little tour through the house and I'll show you what's what. All right, so we've got our foyer area coming in the front door. And our trim carpenter had a nice idea for kind of dressing up the trim around the door a little bit. You don't see this a lot in new homes, and once this gets painted, it'll look really, really good. But so you got solid wood between top of the door and the window. This door will be stained to match the doors here. That's how it looks as just a raw wood grain fiberglass. We don't stain it until the end. Above, he did this big piece of trim here with a piece of molding on top. So it adds some nice character, and that's what we're all about. I mean, our houses are, we use the solid wood for trim. We're not using the MDF. We're putting in that extra quality, and we don't mind spending a little more money to get the quality that people want in a custom home built. So this is our foyer. Got a closet off of the foyer. There's going to be a glass door here. This is going to be an office / bedroom. There is a closet in here, so we'll call this a flex room. But you got a nice tall 9-foot ceiling in here. So you got a transom window above the regular windows, and actually I think it's 10-foot ceiling in there. We don't have lights in here yet, so bear with me here, but I like this feature in this home. So off of the foyer, there's this little pass-through area that's gonna go into the mudroom / laundry room. So this home has a mudroom, laundry room combination. On the way there, we've got what's called a drop zone. So you've got an upper cabinet with crown molding. You've got a lower cabinet, a countertop, outlet there for chargers. Coming home, put your purse there, keys there, what have you. We've got a nice custom built wood locker bench here. So you can see, sorry, I know it got a little blurry there, but I wanna kind of zoom out there so you can see everything. So we've got some shelving on the side. We've got a bench. We'll have the cubbies below. Then your washer and dryer will be here with cabinets above, and then this is where you come in from the garage as well. Now you might say, Well, I don't want to be in my foyer and have people be able to see into my mudroom, laundry room. Well, there's a pocket door here that closes that off. So you can close off the mess, nobody sees it. So I'm in the foyer, just came in the front door. We've got 10-foot ceilings, nice big opening looking into the great room, big windows, lots of natural light coming in, fireplace there. You know, TV will go alongside of the fireplace. Got our office again here. Now off to the right, there's a hallway. This is a split bedroom ranch. So there's the main bedroom side of the home, which is over here. So this is going to be the front bedroom. Nice box out window to add a little more character and space into the room. We've got a linen closet in the hall. This is the main bathroom. So we've got vanity, toilet next to it, and then we've got our tub shower unit here. And then we've got our back bedroom here. 9-foot ceilings throughout. We'll take a look at our closets here. So another example, and there's a good look at that stain color for the doors, but another example of the quality that we include. We do use wood shelving in the closets. One side of the closet is going to have 2 rows of shelving and pull with the divider, wood pull, but we use solid wood. So coming back into the foyer, there's our stairs down into the basement. Pretty much all of the ranch homes that we build, you're gonna have an open staircase. You're gonna finish down the stairs. That way, if somebody ever wants to finish the basement, it really makes it feel like it's part of the home. Now we're gonna go into the master bedroom area. So the master bedroom has a tray ceiling with crown molding. So again, here's another example of the old houses built way back in the day. They all had lots of wood and lots of crown molding, and that's just something that you don't see very often anymore. So we want to kind of bring some of that back. There's going to be a barn door, but not a barn door. It's not going to be like the rustic X. It's just a regular door that's going to slide. Because you don't want a door that's opening in to the bathroom. This bathroom's not huge, so you don't want a door that opens into the vanity. But you have a double bowl vanity here. And you do have a toilet room with a closet, so you do have a linen closet in here. I love the look of the shower, how it just goes up to the ceiling like that. There will be a glass door there, but there's a really dark, so you've got your small, penny-sized towel on the floor, but look at that dark accent wall in the shower. That's pretty cool, huh? I like that. And then walk-in closet again, all wood. All wood, no wire. So good size walk-in closet. So I'm in the basement. I want to point out the handrail. And so many houses that I've been in, the default handrail is that pine round basic handrail. It's like you're finishing the stairs down to the basement. Do a nice handrail. Match the handrail with the handrail that you're doing on your open railing and spindle. This is almost like a 2x4 style, so it's just a nice, simple look. This will be stained as well. I'm in the basement here. I just want to point out a couple of things. We always do an egress window in the basement. This is something that I add into pricing by default because, no matter what you're going to end up doing in your house, you always now have the potential to have a 4th bedroom in the basement. And we use it's not just your metal egress window with the ladder. So again, these are some of the reasons why we may not be the least expensive builder. We do use products that look great and are high quality. So here's the egress window that we use, and window well, I should say, but look at that. You got steps going up. So your standard egress window is just the metal corrugated drum with a ladder that's in it. Whereas here, this looks like landscape stone with built-in steps. It's called a rock well. The other thing I wanted to point out in the basement are the floor joists. So floor joists come in all different sizes. And the taller a joist is, the more of a span it can carry. And when I say span, I'm talking about the distance between a steel I-beam or some type of support and the wall here. So when you're in your basement, you of course want to have as much of a span, open area. So if you're going to finish the basement, you want your supports way over here, you want your wall back here so that it's all wide open and you don't have to fur down underneath any beam. So the starting size TJI floor joist is going to be 9.5 inches. And we've used that before, but what can happen when you use that, especially all of these homes now, they have big islands, everybody's doing stone on their, for their countertops. You got a lot of weight up there. So if you have a 9.5 inch I-joist, number one, this I-beam behind me needs to come this way a little bit because it can't carry as much of a span. We use 11 7/8 for the I-joist. So it's taller, it's stronger, it can span more. Going back to the 9.5 inch I-joist, if you're in a house that's got 9.5 inch I-joists and it's kind of, reaching its maximum span for what it's able to, and you're standing upstairs, you can feel a little bit of bounce with the floor, especially in the kitchen. If you're walking around your island and you've got glass plates on the island, you do not want things moving. You do not want to hear, movement on the island whatsoever. I mean, that just makes things seem very chintzy. So we avoid that. We do the 11 7/8 for the joists, and it gives you more of an open area down here. It gives you more support upstairs. Of course, it costs more to do an 11 7/8 tall joist compared to the 9.5 inch, but we know that you're going to be happy with that. So while I'm down in the basement, I'll just point out, I had mentioned that the house is about 95% complete. So we don't insulate our box sill. That's a box sill. The area above the basement wall, beneath the floor, that's a box sill. And we spray foam that, but not until the house is pretty much done. We want anybody who is drilling out of there, if you've got vents or gas pipe or whatever being drilled through there, we want to spray foam after that happens so that we can seal up everything, as opposed to spray foaming and then people drill through it and then you don't have a tight seal. You have an area where bugs and air can get in. So that's something that will be taking place down here as well. You can see some electrical wire there, so the electrician still has some stuff to wrap up down here, but it's getting close, and we'll certainly come back once it's all done and I'll show you the finished product. One more thing, the garage. So we drywall the walls and the ceilings. We match the texture that's being done in the house. We trim out. Look at that trim job around the scuttle. That's called a scuttle access. But look at that. That looks great for a garage. We trim around the windows. We don't trim around the garage doors, but we use 8-foot tall garage doors. And anytime we're building a spec home or a model home, as long as the lot allows, we're gonna be doing a 3-car garage, and oversized, not just 22 deep by 32 wide. You've got all this, look at that extra area back there. You probably have like a good 3.5, 4 feet that bumps back. So it's a good size garage. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, you can comment in the comments. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Email address will be in the information below, phone number as well. Take care.